and welcome to the SmackDown review. I'm Adam Wilbourn from WhatCulture, joined by Michael Hamflett from WhatCulture here to review everything happening on this week's episode of SmackDown. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we not review SmackDown, but also the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AEW Dynamite pay-per-views, premium live events with interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week complete with a bloody good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined by Hamflett to review this week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. I realised when we were coming in here, by the way, how many weeks has it been since we've done a Smackers review? Because I was off last week.
That was,
Rumble, Saturday night's main event. It's been a fair few weeks, but the streak continues for Friday Night SmackDown. Another great episode.
Ask me if this episode was good.
Was this a good episode, Michael Hamflett?
Well, let me answer your question with a question, Wilbourn. When you were younger, when you were a young slip of a lad, and Chris chucked 10 pence his overexcited son's way. You go treat yourself to a mix-up, kid. And you go into the news agents and you get your 10p mix-up.
Happy shopper.
Yeah. Other, now probably sadly defunct news agents, small to medium-sized brands are available. And you go and you get your 10p mix-up and then you come out. The excitement is at the peak before you open the bag. It's realistic when you run into the shop with your 10p, isn't it?
Yeah.
The excitement is at the peak with the bag. I would say there is like a spike when you open the bag and you see or smell or touch the one that you wanted the most. And then there's like that kind of acceptance of, oh, God, it's got one of them like chewy, almost like white, powdery ones. Like it's a sweet mushroom. You know, those like, I'm not into those. Texturally, they weren't never for me. Wait a minute. Why is there a red hue? Oh my God, there's a lace. I was too busy looking at the detailed sweets, so I ignored the red lace that was like surrounding the whole thing. This was a 10p mix-up of a SmackDown, this was.
Okay.
There was, like, let's just call it what it was. Every single backstage segment was the rubbery, powdery mushroom sweet.
Not for me, I liked it.
Every single one of them. I found the road dog of it all backstage, like borderline 2019 in terms of should we kill 20 characters? I think we can try. I think if we work really hard, we can bludgeon this mid-card. And yet, there was like strawberry lace wrapped around the entire thing in terms of like the main event program, the WrestleMania of it all. It really did feel like the sign was hanging in the building this week in terms of like how kind of like it is starting to creep into a lot of these wrestlers that this is the time of year that you got to get your game face on, you've got to be in the big spots and that sort of thing. And then, I mean, this is where people get to choose their favorite thing from a mix up here, like, which has now been kind of more like to our younger fans. I guess a Haribo Star Mix would be there. They've kind of, but that's a 10p mix up of old, isn't it? But Haribo been like, we can just monetize that and brand it. But
if you took 10p into a shop right now, you couldn't buy anything, could you?
You could probably buy one sweet. You know, like there's a shop near mine, because I used to, when the kids were a little bit younger, I used to pick them up on one of the nights of the week from like an after-school club, and we'd go past this news agents, and I'd always treat them to like, probably, let's be realistic, probably like a £1 mix-up.
Jeez.
But you could make it yourself. So it was all the tubs of the sweets, and you could ask them, can I have 3 of them? Can I have and it was nice. It was like secret maths, for one thing, because I was making them think how to like build up to £1, but most of the things were coming in at about 10p a go. That's how you got 10 things in your 10p mix-up, because it was £1 now, which is ridiculous for a fizzy cola bottle. Like 10 pence. The markup on that must be good. Fizzy cola bottles are great, but I don't know why I picked on that as an example, but the markup is just insane.
Yeah.
What would be your favourite thing in a?
Probably would be the fizzy cola bottle.
Fizzy cola bottle. I like, you know those like, they're not laces, are they? But they're like the white fizzy wide bands.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yes, like, they were like 10p.
Long wavy rectangles, but they're like covered in that fizzy sugar stuff.
Like strawberry or,
the apple one, or the blue one, you know, I love blue food.
Yes.
Blue food and drink. Like, why is it blue? Like, it's one of my favourite things, neon, for like, that played into that. Like, whenever you would see, or like a new colour has entered the chat. Like, I would probably go with that. My mouth's watering now. I also
I
like...
might give up sweets for Lent.
That's a familiar one for you, isn't it? You like going down like the Skittles type avenue for Lent, don't you? Like When is Lent this year?
I think it's from Wednesday this week. It's after Pancake
always,
Tuesday,
always
isn't
follow
it?
Pancake Day, doesn't it? Yeah. When does it end?
Easter Sunday, I think.
When is Easter Sunday this year?
April something.
No, it's early, and I know this because my poor wife already agreed to a great deal more solo parenting than she realised before checking the calendar. when I brought up if, like,
hypothetically,
middle of April, we might need to go some kind of place. But I don't. It's the thing about hypotheticals is it's not like real, is it?
No, not yet.
Even if it is,
anything is possible, I suppose.
Yeah, well, anything. Yeah, we've always said that. SmackDown was a mixed bag.
Yes. Well, let's get into it, and we can dive into this bag, starting with Tiffany Stratton opening the show. She comes out in Dallas, at the American Airlines Center, of course.
Yeah.
And she asked Dallas what time it was. And after watching Gladiators this weekend, I thought, oh, it's Hammer time.
That was out of nowhere, wasn't it?
I was like, I watched this week's Gladiators, not to go off on a tangent too early, but I watched this week's Gladiators, and I really felt a bit like some people on this show with Mania on the horizon. They've hit their stride, haven't they?
Yeah. I think if Gladiators right now could hang a sign in the buildings that just said the grand final, all the contenders will be pointing at it. Yeah. And the Gladiators like, no, we want to stop this. We want to stop you. Hammer, out like a year and a half now for Hammer, and he doesn't just drop it out of nowhere. Hammer time, I've got the MC Hammer music now. Somebody's put the prop in his hand off camera. So he's gone from being like, yeah, it was just good to get the win. Hard cut. And that's why it's Hammer time. Running man, hammer in his hand, music playing. Like, fair play. Like, he's getting gimmicked up. It's Mania season.
If you haven't watched, and you've heard us talk about it week on week on week, if you haven't watched this week's Gladiators, it is essential viewing.
Yeah, I would. This is like, I always lean on the April 21st, 1997 edition of Monday Night Raw, where Steve Austin and Bret Hart have a street fight, and Austin quite famously attacks him in the ambulance after the fact. Shawn Michaels at various points has to help beat up the Hart Foundation, like to kind of save Austin, but they're not allies. They're just like, Michaels has got his own feud with the Hart Foundation. And this, like, Austin keeps featuring across the night. It would become a template that would be used anytime. And we'll see it on this very episode when WWE want to tell you, star. You can't get enough of this star, and we can't get enough of booking them. To the point where, like, it gets to the very, very, very end of the show, and it's as if there's nobody left for Austin to attack. And he survived, like, this last beat down of the Bulldog and Owen, who were once again chased off by Shawn Michaels, who, again, is not watching his back. He's just got his own fights. And then Austin's like, he's crawling back to his feet because at this point, like, he's not officially turned babyface, but you're seeing a guy that will not quit. He will not stay down. And then me, it's Brian Pillman. Where's he been? Oh, that's right. The last time we saw him, he was holding a gun to Steve Austin because he was trying to break him at his home because he Pillmanized his ankle. So in that time, the characters have flipped, but Pillman is totally justified. And now Shawn's nowhere to be found, so there's nobody to save Austin. What a perfect way to bring back Brian Pillman. I very much felt all those feelings condensed in one segment of The Eliminator on Saturday's Gladiators, is what I'm saying. You have to watch it.
And that might not be the last Gladiators reference I drop on this podcast, because I'm had a eureka moment during Gladiators, but about wrestling.
An Ulrika moment, if it was the original Gladiators.
Nice, very good.
Thank you.
A wooga to that, indeed.
Thank you. Shout out to Brian Weddick, just in general.
Yeah.
But he messaged me, basically like,
you got to stop talking, boys.
From the archives, because he'd already made 3 separate Gladiators-related photoshops of like me and you in the Eliminator, and like, I was like, and I appreciate like the archive content being something that he can recycle. Man's got to take a day off sometimes, isn't he, from the nonsense that we spout? So it's appreciated.
People there on a Friday, come on. So yeah, no, Tiffany Stratton says it's actually just Tiffy time.
Not Gladiators time.
And she says, 3 months ago, I lost the WWE Women's Championship after having a rookie year most women would dream of having. So she qualified for the Elimination Chamber, not because she got lucky, because she's going to do something. 5 women walk into that match, hoping to get a match at WrestleMania. But I don't just walk in hoping. I'm expecting to win. And yeah, considering what I've seen over the past couple of months, the WWE Women's Championship misses me. And bing bong, it squeezed me. Nia Jax and Lash Legend come out. Nia Jax says, Tiffy, I'd love to say it's good to see your face again, but I'm not a liar. There's some good back and forth here. Lash says she did get lucky last week. And Tiffany says, "Oh, Lash and Nia, why are you so obsessed with me? I mean, didn't you learn your lesson already? I see you already got yourself a little replacement." And Lash says, "I'm going to need you to calm all that down, bitter bee, before I have to lash out on you. In reality, I'm the upgrade. And now, after tonight, when we beat Riho for the tag titles, Nia's going to win a qualifying match next week, and then you two are going to be locked in the chamber, and is going to pin you faster than it takes you to say it's Tiffy time." And Nia says, "Tiffy, you know what I'm capable of." And Tiffy fires back, "What? Losing another title match?" Good one.
Oh, no.
Bing bong, squeeze me. Here's Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, and they basically say, "Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's have the tag match right now."
I just want to say to those in the comments that absolutely supported my idea, and I'm grateful for all of you, and this is not going to, I'm not going to let this one go away. I reckon if this was Maccas and Smackers, I'd have eaten 20 nuggets in your recap of a promo train. So that gives me the best standing start of the 100 nugget challenge. If like you were recapping that for Sidgwick to analyse, well, I just sat in it. I reckon I'm 20 down already. Like I just have a feeling, like I was thinking about it as you were talking there, I was like, the first 20 are going pretty quickly, aren't they? I think you need the speed with the first box. So like it's absolutely on the, keep the comments coming in if you like the idea of me, for those that missed it on the preview, simply eating 100 chicken nuggets and believing I can do it faster than these two can recap SmackDown.
I have a question.
Yes.
Visually, is it better to have 5 boxes in front of you or 1 mountain of chicken nuggets?
Comments? Let us know. Visually, like we see this from our side in front of the camera, but you're the ones that have actually got the best view of it. Would you like a mountain of nuggets?
Nug mountain.
Nug mountain, akin to like how like Dominic Mysterio would probably like them served.
He's going to get jealous when he sees that, yeah.
Or the boxes. Because I think the boxes have their own interesting visual.
Absolutely.
Especially like when they're getting discarded and then like, or like if you're skimming along, suddenly the box pile is getting smaller. He's doing it.
Yeah.
Has he not been sick? Like also, I was thinking about this over the weekend. I thought about this quite a lot.
Too much.
Really want to do this. You would get, whether you want it or not, and I would move this microphone, I promise, but you would get some in-person burping it through.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because I'm only human, right? And it's like...
We'll put a warning on it.
Yeah. Like there. And speaking of, so there was a lot of positive feedback for this. We should definitely do this. And then it forced Sidge to do a SmackDown. They bloody loves it. Like we could do it as a live one, couldn't we? And then people could put in their Q&A and comments about like how it's going. Any tips, any advice, all that kind of stuff. We should do this as like a live SmackDown review and a non-pay-per-view weekend or something where we've got like that the spot, which today will be for Grand Slam. Like we could maybe, let's think about this. Somebody left a comment saying, words to the effect of, I apologise, I didn't get your name. It was like, yeah, like, good story about the earphones. Maybe Hamflett was just having a dream and said Wilbourn's wife's name in his sleep, and then it voice recognised and ring. And like, and then the comment was like, have a nice weekend, we'll see you later. Like, drop a bomb and then go. It's like, you should all know, right, that if anybody was going to be getting a call from me speaking in the night, it would be WHQ in Stamford, Connecticut, CM Punk, or like at a push, you, because there's so much stuff from the weekend that we've got to like get to and recap. Adam Wilbourn. God, it is. You a legend, dude. Var pop. It's that as well. It had so we've got the Sidge's trifecta, our trifedka.
Yeah.
What's the gladiators? The gladdy hattie. What's a glad trick?
Okay.
Of great action, genuinely funny comedy, and like historically brilliant botches.
Yeah, and the threatening of legitimate violence at one point.
That is almost unheard of in gladiators. You rarely see there being a bit of an edge all of a sudden.
Yes. All right, boys.
And the contender.
Sorry about the shot after duel.
He knew what he was doing. That contender. I don't think there was any kind of, because they were both pretty jacked, the male contenders. Yeah. And I think he had a bit of that post-gym aggro, but because like Bionic's massive. So this guy, he's probably, I know he's like, he was a shorter fella, but he's probably used to being like the biggest guy he sees.
It is a bit like the Fed as well, Gladiators, because Viper came out for one of them, and they flash up like a graphic, right? Viper's generally considered like the easier one for you to face in a lot of the competitions. By the way, Anne-Louise has been stalking him on social media, and he's a piece.
I thought they're all pieces, though. All of them.
But like Viper's the wolf man of the new version of Gladiators. But also like can handle himself. Obviously he's not pathetic, but But he comes out and you go, God, look at him next to Apollo or Bionic or whatever. He's 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
It's like meeting Wade Barrett for the first time, and I was like, he's big. He's not that big. Jesus Christ, what's the weather like up there, pal?
The contenders in their gym vignettes, you were like, God, it's a jacked week this week. They're both massive. And then it's like, oh, normal arm City Jones next to Gladiators, isn't it? It is, you're right. It's an airport test deal, isn't it? The Gladiators pass it and the contenders don't. And that's all right. Those contenders are unbelievably fit. We say this all the time. What you should actually do is have a regular contender like me or you, and then you get to see how hard it is that the contenders are even surviving.
That's why we're going to go and do the Gladiator experience in the NEC in Birmingham and then go to Snobs afterwards.
All right, you didn't have me in the first half. You got me in the second.
Anything you want to say about this promo off?
Mostly bad. Tiffany Stratton has gotten her stuff over, and I admire that. I don't like it, and I don't really buy her promo delivery. I
don't buy a win in the chamber.
No, it's weird that this character has sustained for as long as it has. Like, without question, really, as like one of the division's top baby faces. She basically turned when she first cashed in.
Yeah.
So we're about a year and a half into Tiffany Stratton just being, great wrestler, good baby face. She's kind of a dickhead. And like, her delivery style is born of that NXT training that basically positioned her as the top heel and kept her there. But
women's US title match maybe at Mania or Mania weekend. I'm not saying
maybe. I don't know. A lot of thoughts on this floundering SmackDown mid card, and that does extend a little bit, truthfully, to the US title picture too.
So yeah, we got Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus Nia Jax and Lash Legend. Early on, Ripley sends out Jax out the ring with a dropkick. Legend's dumped out as well, and Sky hit a diving moonsault from the apron to knock him down. But as Jax gets set back into the ring and Io Sky goes up top, Lash grabs Sky's leg, which allowed Sky to hit Jax to hit Sky with a Samoan drop for a nice near fall as we go to a break. Come back, Io's in trouble. Hot tag to Ripley. Nice power struggle with Lash Legend in there. Rhea Ripley realizes she's kind of out of her depth here. So she hits a Hurricane Rana followed by a DDT for a nice 2 count. But then Ripley shows off her strength with a powerbomb to Nia Jax. Sky comes off the top with an over-the-moonsault, but Legend breaks up the count. And they spill to the outside, and this all goes to a DQ, unfortunately. Not a DQ, double count out.
Double count out,
either or. Doesn't really, who cares? All gets
well, they knew
off.
what they were doing next, didn't they? Forget that, because...
Yeah, they're all fighting. Out comes the Slim Jim branded table by Lash Legend. And what were they setting up here? Because
have you never seen her annihilated to the floor through a table? Come on, Wilbourn. That's what...
I was like, where are you going? Nia Jax is climbing the top rope.
Yeah.
Rhea's on the table, on the outside. And I'm like... what's about to happen? But in the end...
Nia's got on that Bloodline flow chart thing that The Rock brought out. She could just do like an Uso splash or super
I was thinking like over the moonsault or something.
Whatever.
By the way, I think it must have been recently on Chris Van Vliet. Nia Jax revealed she's lost over 100 pounds.
That's incredible.
Amazing work. Fair play to her.
I mean, I have as well, but it's typically because I've gained 200. I've lost 100 pounds cumulatively over my life.
Yes. I'm actually planning on losing 100 pounds, but that's in the firecracker machines in Vegas. Anyway, yeah.
Hypothetically.
They're fighting, but Ripley gets out of there as Sky tackles Nia Jax off the apron through the Slim Jim table. Sick bump that. Yeah. And Lash, I think, speared Ripley through the timekeeper's barricade bit. Chaos.
Mixed bag. Rhea Ripley, I am building a case that, to be honest, grows by the day.
Especially today.
Yep. This was another minimal bacon performance from Rhea Ripley, as I increasingly start to suspect that they're going to go with Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill at WrestleMania.
Me too.
This has felt this way for about 2 weeks. It was certainly...
good main event, that.
Well, this is it, right? It's big. It's why you need way more stars than just 2 or 3. It's why you need a slate of wrestlers who like can be put into that spot. Like, yes, what it does mean is, we've always said this, like there's a wrestler that tends to just fall out of the picture by accident.
Yeah.
Let's say it is Rhea and Jade, then that person becomes Io Sky. Out of sheer bad luck. And then that starts you thinking, do we just do the triple threat here? Do we send 2 of them out there? There's evidence later on this show that Jade Cargill in a single situation is a bit of a flight risk for WrestleMania, but a triple threat does a lot of hiding, does a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Again, reduced bacon, I think.
Or you do Rhea Ripley double duty.
Again, like, interesting
like
narrative.
She wins the world title on night 1, night 2 she loses the tag titles.
Or she has to work both on the same night, so she's tired for one or the other. Like there's options all of a sudden with Rhea and Io entering the sort of Jade Cargill orbit, which I do feel like they will do. Certainly, it's been a quite nice way to pull them over to SmackDown because they're floating tag champions. You know? So I didn't think the match was bad, but we did talk about in the preview how it just didn't feel as though both title matches could give you a finish. And this
Io
was
and Kyrie, former tag team.
If you wanted, like they did do that Kyrie and Asuka stuff at the Rumble, which was good, and then it's not been dropped. It's just not been really massively focused
I
on
wonder
it.
if anything will relate to that on Raw tonight.
Yeah, maybe.
Kyrie tries,
like a one last chance, get her back in the good books, and she screws up again or something.
Because
they're going to be in the Kabuki Warriors, going to be in the big tag match we've fantasy book that I think is definitely going to happen. Like I really do feel confident we're going to get the multi-team tag title match.
We called it.
Yeah, first one. And the chaos was
not a great start to the evening though. That it went no result.
The table stuff was good, but it's almost like you know you're obligated to make this look good because you know what you're actually doing is robbing us of a finish.
Following this, we get an interview with Cody. Talks up getting into the Elimination Chamber. Talks we're in Von Erich country. Never bet against Cody Rhodes in Dallas, Texas. And him, Sammy, and Jacob are going to tear each other apart in the main event tonight. And then we see walking backstage Carmelo Hayes. And he bumps into best mates, Zack Ryder and Apollo Crews, obviously. Always hanging out those two. Can't believe separate them. And they both fancy a shot at his title. But it's not open challenge night tonight. It's closed for the evening. The Miz interrupts. And he talks about his 3 core values. Master, inspire, and zone in. Right. Spells Miz. And Hayes walks off eventually, telling Miz he hope he teaches lessons better than he wrestles. And then Zack Ryder reminds, or Matt Cardona, sorry, I forget what we're calling him, says, Zonin's, that's 4 words, Zonin's 2 words. Miz yells, it's hyphenated! And they fancy a shot at the US title, which reminded me of quite possibly the funniest thing Edge has ever done.
Go on.
Which is ECW One Night Stand. Edge talking to Paul Heyman's talking to Edge, I should say.
Yeah.
He's up in the stand. Says, I've got 2 words for you. Matt freaking Hardy. He does a spit take, automatically funny in my book at least, and then says, what's 3 words?
3 words.
The funniest thing he's ever done, in my opinion.
That's good.
Should we get Miz tattoos?
Hoorah!
Master Inspire Zone In.
Well, should have said Mr. Idiot Zach, the way that he was mouthing off to Matt Cardona after the fact. This was excellent from the locker room leader. 2026 continues to be the year of The Miz, in that he remains a focused upon figure on SmackDown. Like, I love the guy, but even I can't explain that. This was...
Tomorrow is the Lunar New Year as well.
So is that like...
Anything?
I don't know, in lunar terms, it's the start of... We've already had what's our calendar called? Is it the Gregorian one or something?
Yes.
So the Gregorian year of The Miz started on January the 1st. The lunar one starts on January the 16th. All right? 17th? What's the date tomorrow?
February 16th.
That as well. February, thank
them.
God it's February the 16th.
Oh, my God.
It's only just stopped raining for 10 minutes. This was a sign of things to come on this SmackDown. Everybody stinks. Like, get that pencil out of Road Dogg's hand now. Like, just this lousy scripted backstage comedy. Comedy in inverted commas, right? Because everybody backstage has got to do this thing where it's like an exchange of witticisms. Like, you think that, well, I think that. Pregnant pause waiting for the studio audience laugh. Good one. But you didn't consider that. Pregnant pause waiting for the studio audience's big laugh. And he didn't even consider that. Massive uproarious laugh, character leave shot. Like, that was every backstage segment and none of them were good. Like, I know you're going to disagree with me on at least one of them, I imagine. But I thought this was just a really pointed... Maybe I like one, now I think about it. But bad night for it. This is... Something's got to be done about this.
What the hell are you two doing here?
Yeah. This... I'm a supporter of this Mello run, and I don't want it to be swallowed up by this sort of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll get to Mello in a second because he's over, without question.
Yep.
And almost was surprised by how over he was.
Well, I can't remember if this is exactly next, but it was as if like...
There's a god-awful Aleister Black vignette to talk about first.
Oh, another terrible one, yeah. It was just nice that sort of just when they think, oh, there's this guy in creative who does everything he can to kill the momentum of all the mid-carders. It's like, luckily, there's a group that does everything it possibly can to elevate them back up.
Yes.
So it was like, it was given we wanted to, it was a mixed bag.
Indeed. Yeah, Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. Zelina talks about this triple threat that she's in for the spot in the chamber. And Aleister Black talks about Randy Orton. What are you doing? Yeah, he says, I will give credit where credit is due, Randy. You're undoubtedly one of the greats. That match I watched, shades of 2009 Randy Orton. But I can't help think, what happens if Cody qualifies tonight? I wonder what road you will take. Perhaps, Randy, I'll see you soon. Real soon, actually. Considering, your snake abilities. It reminds me of a little joke I've got, Hamflett. What does a snake use to hold up her tits?
I don't know, Alistair.
A cobra. It's actually funny because it's on several levels, because cobra is the name of a snake. Bra is what a brassiere that we use. But also, imagine a snake slithering on the ground with his boobies.
It's a good joke, Alistair. Bye, Alistair. Rubbish.
Yeah.
You have tried.
I now have an incentive to watch.
No, you've tried twice today to convince me that this is all right, Hamflett, because we all need a toilet/food break at WrestleMania.
Imagine 80,000 people where it's. See you later.
What has gone on, right? What's happened to my brain? I'll say this when Stitch is in the room so he doesn't say it for me. I bloody love Randy Orton, and I'm starting to feel a sense of injustice that this might be his WrestleMania program. Like, I think when I was saying, whoever it was I was talking about at the start, this was Rhea Ripley, wasn't it? The, like, kind of break glass in case of emergency Rhea Ripley match with Jade Cargill. I think all these years later, we need to start treating Randy Orton with the same reverence. And this, I find to be intolerable. Like, I would be the one waving the flag, right, for, right, we've really screwed up this WWE title picture. We don't really know what to do. Cody Randy. You know what? I'll find a way to buy that big time. Like, there's all this law that you turn one of them, or maybe better you don't, and you kind of force the fans to make their mind up, and they just absolutely adore Randy Orton. Yeah. And they're starting to see like Cody's snark coming through and his desperation, and we know he's kind of like picked on injured body parts in the past. And is the Viper really the Viper of old? Is he really the apex predator? Is this QB1 stuff all for real with Cody? He'll do anything to stay there in that position. I think there's loads of good stuff you could do. And then I think of like a Randy Orton versus Gunther, Legend Killer versus Career Killer. And I think of like Randy Orton as it's such a beloved baby face that even in sort of...
And he got robbed of the Mania match that he was going to have last year.
With Kevin, but like how good did that come?
With Joe, obviously.
Yeah, this. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's funny. Maybe I can come together here with the Drew McIntyre fans who are appalled at the prospect of him not being like we're a bit negative on Drew McIntyre at the moment currently. And I don't think all that's his fault. I think some of it is his fault. Some of it is his fault. Some of it is like how the booking hasn't moved other pieces into place to help him. But maybe like I'm that, but with Randy Orton. If Randy was in the role that Drew's in currently, they were like, Randy Orton at this point, what are we going to do? And the Drew McIntyre fans are similarly like, why are we not caring about what Drew McIntyre's up to? I feel that way about Randy Orton at the moment. And this. It's 2009. Where's he pulled that one from? You've got about 20 boring Randy Orton years to pick from. Why that one specifically? Was 2000? Is it something snake related? Like, was 2009
the year Orton of the
fans?
Snake?
Was it?
I don't know. Shall I look it up?
Well, was this like 09? I think it was 10 was the year that he took the wrist tape off and he like had a really clean shaven head and looked the most nude.
Yeah,
like. He was banging his arms, and that was 2009, I think. 2009 was when he won the Rumble. But it wasn't even the last time he won the Rumble. Like, Aleister Black could have gone to 2017 for that.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he landing on 2009? Is it because he was with Cody and Legacy, and he's trying to say, oh, your friends have left you behind, Randy?
I can't work out this. It's the year of the horse this year.
Is he going to...
2009 was the year of the ox.
Is he going to say, like...
So I don't know what to tell you.
Because 2009, I think, thereabouts. If it wasn't the exact moment, he definitely had the feud with Kofi Kingston. So it might have been the tail end of stupid.
Uh-huh.
Maybe that was... I don't know, I'm just looking for something in the law. Marley Black's chucking us some
I got distracted. I wanted to find out what I was. Dragon. So
Obviously, what's 85, please?
85, April 30th.
Yep.
Can't remember my own wife's, but I can remember yours. Ox.
I'll take an ox. I'm a Taurus as well.
Wood ox, to be precise.
Wood ox.
Could be worse. You could be mad ox. So, you know.
We'll take that.
Mello comes out.
Yep.
And he talks about, you know, the prestige and honor of this US title, how he's been continuing that with these defenses that he's had, and how he's had matches that, I mean, he has. He's had some great matches. Best title defense in all of WWE. I said what I said. But we're on the road to WrestleMania. I own my opportunity at WrestleMania. Since I'm going to shoot my shot, I might as well shoot for the main event. So next week I'm going to be in the Elimination Chamber qualifier. And everyone here in Dallas knows when I shoot, and everyone goes, Mello, don't miss. And he's like, oh, it's a thing now.
Yeah. This is like following on from the toxic stuff that Kit Wilson was getting last week. And this from Mello, and obviously like Trick Williams later on. This is the stuff out front in the ring, in the building, that is proof that like there is this upper mid card is in decent health. Again, mixed bag city, because the contrast to the losers backstage, horrific.
Yeah.
But if you thought it was good, it's about to get better.
Yes, a lot better. He brings out Ilya Dragunov because they're going to have the title defense here. Except, no, they're not, because here come the MFTs, baby. Solo was on one tonight.
Yeah.
You can talk about a United States Championship match, says Solo to Mello, but damn sure doesn't start with Ilya. How many times you lose? Twice?
Yeah.
Huh? You had your shot. You missed. Get your ass to the back of the line. Line starts with me. And Ilya Dragunov says, Solo, you're saying that you're calling shots for your family, but didn't your family abandon you last week during the qualifying match? One of these lines, I've forgotten to write which one it was. He basically goes, you've got any qualifying match?
Yeah.
Brilliant put down, Solo.
Well, fired it right back in, didn't he?
Shut up. Don't you ever talk to my family like that again. Do you understand me? The same thing that happened to the Wyatt Six is going to happen to you guys now as well. And Ilya says, let's have a fight then. Mello's like, oh, well, I was planning to leave here with one title, to be honest, Solo, but how about we leave with two? That was it. I found it. I was planning to leave with one title, but might as well leave with two. What do you think about it? I was planning to leave with one title. How about two? How's that sound? Shut the hell up, he says. Just remember, it didn't have to be like this, and they do the thing where they surround the ring, and they beat down Mello and Dragunov. Out come best friends, Zack Ryder and Apollo Crews.
Yeah, don't help much.
But the numbers game catches up to them. And then Shin's music hits. Shinsuke Nakamura runs out to make the save, and the SmackDown GM, can't remember what his name is, comes out and goes, bollocks, let's have a 10-man, shall we?
Just quickly on this, thank you, the MFTs, for making Shinsuke Nakamura like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And giving purpose to little Matt Cardona and Apollo Crews, because this is what we talk about with the MFTs. Like the level, I don't know how it's happening. The levels of consistency and all important like credit in the bank with the MFTs. How are they doing this? Like Solo said it, didn't he? He was like, right, US title next. I wasn't lying. I want that. And Tama Tonga has been like eyeballing it for weeks, and then Nakamura was like they kind of got into it a bit as a mini thing, didn't they?
It's almost like we'll have a number one contenders qualifying match.
Yeah, had it, won it, and yet still no US title is forthcoming. So naturally, Solo, I'm gonna I told my family that I would give them everything that I'm promising them. So what this means is that whilst he's and basically making nights work for 5 people in the mid card so they can have a 10-man tag. And helping the GM out of 20 minutes TV time they didn't have filled. Thank you again, MFTs. Is that a couple of weeks ago, when he was name dropping the WWE title, that's not going to get dropped. Like, whether you down the lens like this or not, like, Solo Sikoa's going to get back in the mix sooner or later, you know. He might not win it, but there's going to be a point where this
might be a first defense after WrestleMania.
If there is a babyface with that belt, he's got 5 big problems to worry about. Brilliant.
Amazing. Good news. Yeah, so it was Solo, Tama, JC Mateo, Tangaloa, and Tola Tonga versus Mello, Dragunov, Matt Cardona, Apollo Crews, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Early on, I think it's Tangaloa's in there. And for want of a better phrase, shows everyone Zack Ryder's arse.
Yeah.
He's like over the tights on it, and he's like,
Whole thing came down.
I've seen everything. But
was it Tonga on the floor when Nakamura made his entrance? Just kicked him, didn't really stop moving. Just booted him on the way at the ring. Out of the way, yeah. So funny.
But Taller Tonga again looked amazing in this match. There was a bit where Dragunov was going up top. And I said this is more of a Dragunov-led thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Because he gets struck and goes, yeah, I mean, I could fall off the top rope and just, crumple to the floor. What if I just bounce off the apron on the way down and then get my head taken off by you on the outside as well to take us to a break?
So daft and unnecessary. I'm amazed he didn't bounce off his own erection. I could double my own trouble here, couldn't I? Bang, bang, like that. It was great.
So we come back.
Like Homer falling down the cliff off that stunt bike, wasn't it? Like, you could just go, woo, all the way at the bottom of it. But I could hit that and that.
Yeah, I hit a rock and a tree branch.
Do me the other corner. I can do the ring steps as well, one at a time.
So when we come back, Dragunov's in trouble, obviously, but he gets a hot tag to Mello, who runs wild, hits Sikoa with a springboard clothesline. That nice springboard backwards leg drop by Mello on Tama Tonga. And he hits La Mystica on Sikoa. But it all breaks down. Everyone gets involved. Taller Tonga's just wrecking everyone. He gets double-teamed by Hayes and Dragunov, but then they just get hit with a double choke slam by him. Cruz and Cardona, best mates, try to get involved as well, but they eat a choke slam. Or are about to eat a choke slam, I should say, until Nakamura gets involved. And they manage to take him out of commission, basically, with a load of dives. Mateo attacks Nakamura with a slam, but he gets there's Sikoa in there as well. First 48 from Carmelo Hayes, but he's trying to work out throughout this entire thing who's actually bloody legal in all this. But then Tama Tonga appears. He pushes Hayes into a Samoan spike and then hits his, I'm going to keep calling it this until he calls it himself, Tama Gotcha. The MFT celebrate, and then, oh God, the White Six are in the crowd or whatever.
Can't not do the White Six thing. They've got to get the lantern back.
Not for me.
Well, we could just keep the lantern forever and make it an MFT's lantern. But yeah, they've just been quite committed again with the booking of Tama Tonga and a victory for the MFT. I feel like I'm praising the same thing all the time, but it's because it's just one of the best booked acts in all of wrestling. Like, they're great.
I love them.
They benefit so much. They help everybody else. The acts are over. This match was over. This like... And I can say this almost literally because I got a house show equivalent to this basically when I had my MFT.
Yes.
Capital M moment. Like, what a treat for the people in Dallas. And I don't mean that flippantly in any way. This got over in the building, you know? Like, how else are you getting some of these the reactions like this? Brilliant.
Backstage, Charlotte Flair offers a Galentine's Day gift to Alexa Bliss. Flowers, a picture of herself signed.
Yeah.
For what happened at the Royal Rumble. But Alexa says, don't worry about that. But I'm going to want you at ringside for this triple threat. And Charlotte says she's going to be there to woo her, which is funny because actually has two different meanings. Woo as in seduce, but also Charlotte Flair's catchphrase is woo.
Oh, now I get it.
Thanks, Alistair.
Thanks for popping back in, Alistair. We are advocates, are we not, of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss?
100%.
They need to do less of these, so I remain one. What is it about the two of them that when it's off, it is like physically painful to watch them interact? But when it's good, yeah, you're all right.
Yeah.
But they have their off weeks, don't they? And this was one of them. They
just
don't
keep them together till Mania.
What, like, I don't want to call us, you are, and you've got a history in this, and you're trained in many respects. We are not skilled improvisers, but I think we all pride ourselves being friends for so long at this point that, like, if there's like an opportunity to bounce off each other,
yes,
like almost like we end up like, I would say we don't do bits, we have riffs.
Yes.
Let's say, how has it been like a year, and these two don't know when to do that? Like they don't, like the reaction faces are never quite at the right time.
Yeah,
like one of them's always on a bit of a tape delay.
It's like they literally only spend the 2 hours of television together.
Yeah, that's like that. That's
3 hours. Sorry,
that weird rule of wrestling. Yeah, or if it's like maybe they did it once, and the take was for them two spot on, but like the lighting was wrong. And then they know in their hearts that was their best one.
Yeah.
So we're going to need you to go again on this. And they just kind of summon.
Quite.
Yeah, this was really, really poor.
I'll tell you what wasn't, and that's Poetry Corner with Kit Wilson. I like this because guess what? It's created a game for us to play on the SmackDown preview.
Excellent, yep.
I'm gonna write a poem for you next week.
Okay.
This week, I should say.
Oh, excellent. I'm up for that.
Well, and for Kit, if he wants to use it, it's, free use.
Yep.
Yeah, SmackDown GM's talking to Damian Priest and R-Truth. Priest is in a qualifier next week with Mello. And Trick Williams, the winner, one who should win everything. But Kit Wilson storms in. He's not happy about what happened last week with Obafemi. And this week he's going to weaponize his words and not his fists. He's written a poem. Monday Night Raw is red. SmackDown is blue. I mean, who wrote this? Honestly, like, it's Valentine's Day. Roses are red, violets are blue. Anything in that? First of all, violets aren't blue. It's clues in the title.
Never thought about that ever in my life. They're violet. Roses are red, violets are violet. Oranges are orange, but nothing rhymes with that.
Right, yeah, Monday Night Raw is red, SmackDown is blue. Real men express feelings.
You are the Fed and I love you.
Unlike you. You reward meatheads. Your leadership is obnoxious. Wake up. Nick, don't know what he's talking about there. You are toxic. There are words that rhyme with toxic. You do know that, don't you? Anyway, Wilson's pissed off with Priest for some reason because he's laughing at him or whatever. And Truth says, can I show him it's weapon time? Violets are blue, roses are red. Did you all see last week when Oba put Kit on his head? He said he's a real man. Dog, you can't even go. Uh-oh, I think you lost your manhood because I see a camel toe. That was a good one. I'll admit that. That is good stuff.
That's good stuff, is it?
And Kit Wilson calls him toxic and storms off.
This segment, like Wilbourn's recap of that was perfect in that it was so lacking in like any kind of, like fumbling around the dark for a gag of any kind, a laugh of any kind. Because it's like I said, every segment is just like, that's witty, but you ready for this slam? Like, like witticism off, and nobody's got one at all. God, like I love Kit Wilson. I have extended more latitude to R-Truth over the years than many. Damian Priest giggling idiot is not it, but what is at this point?
Nowhere near the Mania card, is
no.
It?
But Kit Wilson...
It's a shame because he's had 2 consecutive awesome Manias.
Kit Wilson might be near the card, but he won't get far without this.
He has to come out and just do an open challenge.
Feels like his year for it, doesn't it?
I don't know who...
Gunther.
Is that the Stone Cold spot?
Oh, my God. Yes, please. In fact, I think I pitched that already.
I think someone's inception that in my head.
If not The Miz.
Or The Rock.
Or The Rock. Yeah, why not The Rock? Raw is red. SmackDown is blue. NXT is cum soaked. Let's buy some goo.
Poetry Corner on the preview this week.
Excellent. Okay.
Want to be, that gif of the handwriting and the fire coming out at the end of it. Elimination Chamber qualifier for the ladies. Alexa Bliss versus Zelina versus Julia. Did you go into this with any any doubt that Alexa Bliss wasn't winning this?
No, not really.
There was a nice near fall, actually. Was it the Zelina one?
Yeah. Do you know what? Zelina Vega, I'm starting to pity her. Like, it's sort of botches all the time. And I don't know if it's become like a confidence thing or...
That's why they're not trying. There was an avalanche butterfly suplex from Julia to Zelina. So they're doing big swings.
And I think that's possibly why, that like overcorrection thing, because her reputation is starting to develop. And I do like Zelina Vega, but I don't...
Me too, yeah.
I don't really like how this last sort of year and a half for her has gone, particularly. And as well, it can't be understated. I get why she would throw all in here with Aleister Black, and the two of them are probably like greater than their bum of their farts.
Yes.
But it doesn't really jive with how she wrestles, does it? She's small and should be a baby face, constantly fighting from underneath. Can't really do like that with magical powers, can you? Like, let's just say she wouldn't have let her height cause her any problems in Saturday's Eliminator.
There's a nice double natural selection in here as well from Alexa Bliss.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, there's a code red from Zelina. Bliss caught Zelina with a DDT, went for a cover but got hit with the Arriva dirt sheet knee, but Zelina broke up that cover after a Northern Lights bomb from Julia. Kiana James on the apron, gets taken out by Zelina. As Zelina goes for a running dive onto Julia, though, she gets cut off by Alexa, who hits the Sister Abigail DDT to win and qualify for the Chamber.
Yeah, no disrespect to this match, but like Kiana James is in the one next week, isn't she? So that's like the work rate one. That's where the best wrestle is, that triple threat.
It's awesome, Kiana.
The problem here was Alexa Bliss, as you say, the heavy and overwhelming favourite to go into the match, but not such a favourite that anybody buys her winning when she gets there.
Yeah, no,
it's kind of a worst case.
No one's booking. Actually, I did see, well, tell a lie. I saw one tweet of someone saying, I think they should do Alexa versus Jade at WrestleMania. And I was like, how has this reached my door?
Yeah. So
I like both women immensely, but that's not the match I'd book.
The match was hamstrung by that, because I think otherwise, if you'd had, say, Julia feeling like the obvious winner here, I wouldn't imagine that she'd stand a chance in Elimination Chamber, but the idea is she's an existing champion, and they could have done title for title. And I know what the match is for Julia. Julia versus Tiffany Stratton for the US title. Kiana James switches sides with Tiffany, and she wins the US title on the SmackDown before Mania. I don't think that's Mania worthy. I do with that finish. I love it because their first FUED as a tag team is against Fallon Henley, called up from NXT, with her partner, the current NXT Women's Champion.
It's JC Jane.
Because law that only matters to us two and hardly anybody else would be something they could revisit.
Yeah.
Arse in bucket law on the main roster all these years later. Don't know it? Google it.
Gonna use my hands. Is that arse in bucket?
You're having a good day.
Well, I'm on one.
People call us pretenders, but that is strong stuff. Arse in bucket. We are better than the bum of our farts. I think this podcast is proof of that.
Speaking of Tiffy, her and Jordan are backstage.
I got arse, bum, 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 in bucket. Bum, bum, bum. Gonna make you Tiffy.
Stratton says she wants Jordan Grace to win the title. Grace says she wants Tiffy to win the chamber. Whatever. Who cares? Here comes the real star. And Chelsea Green. Awful that she's got injured.
Oh, but we knew it.
She has to host WrestleMania.
We knew
if that
this.
doesn't happen, I'm going to be fizzing.
Yeah. We knew that this would happen. It would be exactly as good as you're about to describe. And yet again, so I don't come across like a hypocrite, just because she is brilliant at this, it doesn't mean that you do these segments for the entire roster. Yeah, road dog. Like Chelsea Green.
It works for Chelsea. So.
Yeah, that's what I felt. Watching. Oh, this is the good one. That's why you do this. Not like you roll it out for everybody else.
Yes.
That's the point. Is like WWE is supposed to be the place where range can thrive, and there can be a place for backstage nonsense, but you give it to the people that are fantastic at it, and Chelsea Green was excellent here.
Yeah, she blames Tiffany for breaking her ankle. She keeps calling Tiffany tacky time. She says, jealousy's a disease, and Tiffany, you're riddled with it. Alba Fire's there, doing great work again.
See a little Chelsea Green head on the wheel.
Yeah, apologise, give us some compensation. And Tiffy says, oh, well, if you want an apology, all you have to do is stand up and ask for one. Oh, wait, you can't. Which gave me a flashback. It made me laugh even more than the silliness of what it was. Because it reminded me of, have you ever seen an Arrested Development? I've not really watched it.
Yeah, I've seen it all.
But it's the one where he goes, why don't you ask your wife? Oh, wait, she's dead.
Does the big, oh. Sorry, that was inappropriate. No, yeah.
And I'm fairly certain I might have remembered, he might have a blue face at the time. I don't think he does.
It was Tobias, yeah, so.
Like, I watched that and I went, maybe I should watch this show.
Yeah. It was Arrested Development the first 3 seasons. I didn't think I'd ever see television like it again. Kind of screw it up after that. But magic, first few seasons.
Yeah, Chelsea Green, host of WrestleMania, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alba Fire could accidentally let go of a wheelchair at the top of the ramp. It'd be really funny.
Yeah. Flies down, hits the ring at the bottom, falls out.
Yeah, and then Nick Khan goes and bribes whoever in the audience that she got hit with. Second year in a row, Nick. Sami Zayn walks up to Rey Fenix. What are these two losers doing on my television? Who cares? God. He's like, oh, come on, Ray, beat Trick Williams tonight.
How many friends and family did you have in Dallas, by the way? Because they hated him as well. It's like, it's just a crowd full of Wilbourns. Crowd full of Wilbourns. Everything he did, boo!
These two mopey bastards there, but who cares about that? I'm not even going to talk about it because I'm talking about Trick Williams because I've got literally what he said verbatim written down because he's the best.
Please.
Sami Zayn, he comes out after this. They're interrupted by the star coming out when they're chatting backstage. Hit Trick Will's music. Let's get Trick's music going. And I like it. He does the thing on the. It's over. Everything's over for Trick Williams. Sami Zayn, let me do you a favor, big dog. Nobody in here in Dallas wants to hear Mr. Khan get the job done. Oh, there he goes. Bang! First shot again. Tell another sob story. Every single week you come out here, you're backstage, you're moping around, you got your sketches on your feet, you ain't comb your hair, your breath smelling like 10 pounds of bounce that ass. Hello, Mr. WWE Champion. I didn't realise you were on this show.
Arse breath.
You're begging for another opportunity. You make me sick. And honestly, I'm finding any piece of lore I have with Sami Zayn and just chuck it on the fire. Let's see. And Louise, didn't you say you like Sami Zayn? How much money? I'll pay you. Just never say that. Newsflash, Sami Zayn, you got an opportunity tonight. You got a qualifying match with Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. Those are some big dogs. If you come around here moping, they're going to eat your ass alive. Let's talk about it. But on to Trick Williams, quite right. Next week, I'm going to come here, probably put my mink coat on, probably take off my... Everyone's like, he's going to do it. Lemon pepper steppers. And do whatever it takes to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. As for tonight, I got Ray Phoenix. Let me tell you something. Ray, you come out here every single week, you do a backflip, you do kicks. I'll tell you something. When Dallas people go to the zoo, they don't want to see a squirrel do a flip. They want to see a lion like me get up. Oh, I'm ready to fight. Let's go.
Okay. I would like to see that flipping squirrel. If we can go back to that trick. What's a flipping squirrel? But yes, you're right. If the lion's eating the flipping squirrel after the flip, great.
He's the best, Trick Williams.
Money. I referenced Steve Austin earlier on in the April 21st, 1997 Raw, but basically that's any Raw when nobody else is over because he was.
Oh my God.
Yeah, took the words and Seth Rollins' music right out of my mouth.
Not you, Seth.
This was like transcendent. I'm so glad that this morning you said, I'm going to shout out Matty Edwards of the Grapple podcast. We often share fed thoughts, and I text him on Saturday, a bit like your Gladiators text to me, where I said, like, no spoilers, but I'm pretty sure the answer to the Drew McIntyre problem is Trick Williams WWE champion. And then you said words similar to that, like, and it sounds flippant, and it sounds like we're taking the piss. No, like this might work. This madcap scheme might work. He is so over.
He's amazing.
Like, the buildings love him. The only struggle he will have is remaining heel, right?
Yeah.
But maybe you don't need to do that. Maybe you just need to find the baby faces that are having a bit of trouble, because he basically made Dallas turn on Sami Zayn. Or the booking's not been great, but like they were like, well, hang on, if we cheer him and Trick catches us, Trick's not going to like us, so we'll boo him just in case he's watching us. Like, he's that cool at the moment that every fan is desperate for him to love them, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Like, these things do not come around very often. Like, they're booking him really smartly, because the match that follows, like, sorry to jump ahead, he's positioned like way stronger as a wrestler than he was even a month ago against Ray Phoenix. So that's
He had a slap that was like as powerful as a KO punch or whatever.
the trick slap. Excuse you. Like,
Sorry, yeah.
Oh
my God.
the speed at which they have realised how to book this guy, rather than, again, being the one that sort of like gets away with it. And is he a fraud against Ray Phoenix? The whole point of this was like, well, he's got that as well. Just to get across this, he can go. Like, they wanted you to get this in one night. So what are they speed running here, right? Does he qualify for the Elimination Chamber, or does he fall short because of Sad Sack Sami Zayn, who they're building a singles match here they haven't yet paid off? Is that a WrestleMania match? Is that something where like Trick wins and it's like this big...
The only way I want Sami Zayn anywhere near that card.
Classic Wilbourn. It's
just me at Mania with a Sammy dies sign. Trick Williams' white mink coat on or whatever it is.
The sky's the limit is that phrase that gets thrown around, isn't it? Like, Trick Williams would come out and find a way to explain how, in fact, the sky was too low and he was going to walk across it with his lemon pepper steppers.
It's the best.
And he would invent a new ceiling. Like, this is this was the night. There has been a few cases where it's come close to being the night, but in terms of focus and prestige and presence, this was the one. This was
great match for Ray Phoenix as well.
Yeah, like this was exhilarating. This
earlier, to your point, actually, early on he just shoulder blocks Phoenix like a tackle, basically, just sends him flying. And Phoenix is using his flippiness to fight back, but as he's getting a bit of momentum behind him, huge spin kick from Trick Williams.
Yeah.
And then he picks him up, tilt-a-whirl, backbreaker, neck breaker on Phoenix to take us to a break. I think this was around the time, by the way, that I mentioned this to you earlier. Wade Barrett, love that guy. But he said, man, he's battering Ray Phoenix here. His neck, his back. What's next? And I went, his pussy and his crack. Anyway, yeah, huge slap when we come back. The trick slap, as you mentioned. But spin kick, huge spinning kick from Ray Phoenix. Gets him back into it. He hits another spinning kick in the corner. And does that amazing thing. He runs along the top rope. Adios amigo kick to Trick. He hits a diving crossbody as well. Another turnbuckle for a frog splash. 2 count, though. Trick kicks out. And he
Fans are with Trick, by the way. Like, there's the pretense of this idea that, like, oh, near fall for Ray Phoenix. They were just glad he kicked out when there was more Trick Williams.
Trick rolls to the outside. Phoenix hits a diving crossbody out there. When they go back there, they fight on the top rope. Nice. I love this move from Phoenix. They're sort of fighting. I think Trick wants some sort of, huge move off of there. But Phoenix jumps off the post, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
To a double stomp to the back of Trick Williams. But he still manages to kick out. And then when Phoenix missed with the moonsault, he just got rocked with a trick shot knee. 1, 2, 3. Trick Williams wins again.
Whew. Yeah, good bit of business. I love... it's sad when it's your favourite, and I've had this time before where there's like a smaller guy or a more athletic or technically proficient guy that you love, and you can just see what their purpose is to help get somebody else over. And I know if like you're the biggest Ray Phoenix guy, you're probably watching this being like, is that what he's been reduced to? But I would say no in this case, like, because he has currently twice now played Star Maker for Trick Williams, and twice it's worked. So like Ray Phoenix can go backstage and know that he has done his job.
Yeah.
Like extremely well, albeit you might want to see him get pushed. Like I don't. I want to see this like star on the rise get pushed, so I can accept Ray Phoenix playing his part in this dance. Because Trick Williams here, we were, you can go back years and listen to us talk about Trick Williams. We were day one. We love this guy when he opened his mouth, like when we just had to pretend that he'd been Carmella Hayes' mate all along. He never just like dropped him from outer space. But I think we were very. I was going to say harsh. We weren't. We were extremely fair to his apparent lack of advancement as a wrestler for the longest time as well.
Yeah.
What has happened?
TNA, baby.
Maybe I should have just kept that question rhetorical like I meant it to be. Is that magic wrestling thing?
He's just at that moment, hasn't he?
Where you look 5 foot taller than you did the day before. You look 20 times more experienced than you did the day before. The glow around a star where you can overlook. Like there was, I've told you about this before, 1998, like The Rock in 1998, right? You got Steve Austin. Another one, like they're about to have 2 generational stars, and yet he was still nicknamed Chin Rock because sometimes those matches would like hit this incredible stall period where like, what's he actually got to put this stuff together? Like, and maybe it's worthwhile using The Rock as a lofty comparison because that just feels where it is right now. Like he's on that little precipice. He can't lose. Trick can never lose. You cannot be seeing him getting pinned at the moment. He's got to win this. He's got to win this triple threat, and he's probably got to be in the final 2 of the Elimination Chamber. Like I don't know. I don't know what you do to make sure that he's in a prominent role at WrestleMania.
I know some wrestling fans don't care about this. You know, you and I do. Him being in a pod wearing his coat.
Oh God, yeah. So it's Mello, Trick, and
Damian Priest.
Says your pin eater. Well, you could put Mello in it, I guess, and just protect Trick that way.
I mean, Trick could pin Mello, and then when he doesn't win the chamber, say, I pinned you.
What are you opening this challenge up to people for? Because I think that's...
Yeah, and by the way, I'm not doing this here, wherever they are. Little Cark, Arkansas.
Yeah.
There. That's where it's going to be.
And that's nice, isn't it?
And then Trick reveals his secret weapon, the Miz. Something, I don't know.
Why not? Are we going to get Miz involved in this rocket to the top?
Oh, anchor. There's an anchor. There's a moment backstage with Io and Rhea and Kiana and Julia and what have you, but this is all really about the... there it is. Jade Cargill moment with Rhea. and Io, but for the time being, Rhea. And I'm running a bit short on time, so I'm not going to be able to have a chance to go through this. But Jacob Fatu, yet again, just selling you on. It was the Elimination Chamber qualifier, but just selling you how much he's just dialed in.
Complete script. This is bad writing, not for Jacob Fatu, but this was yet another time in which Drew McIntyre's been made to look an absolute fool. Because Jacob Fatu was like, "You think I got a problem with being behind bars? Like, there's something scarier than prison, mate. Than Elimination Chamber. It's called prison, mate. And when I was in there, it wasn't like I could like have WrestleMania on the horizon like I do here tonight. Like, I fear none of this stuff." And then Drew McIntyre was like, "You're probably quite used to being behind bars, aren't you?" Yeah, I just said that.
You just said it half an hour ago. Mate.
Well, they do.
I've just remembered, I forgot to mention earlier, by the way, Chelsea Green is Legend is the Chelsea Green of gladiators. Because this week, he's been injured, and like every other gladiator, like, who was injured before? Was it Nitro?
Nitro's been injured. Diamond, we believe, is injured right now. Yeah.
And then they just go like, well, that's the last we'll see him in this
see you
series.
next season.
See you later. Legend. Put him in every segment. He's the best. Make him a referee now.
I think he's like politicking for TV time, but he's really good at it. So
he's
awesome. Like, fair enough, yeah. The VAR, there was a cutaway gag where they were like, "We have to go to the video assistant referee because there's been a little bit of a decision here." One of the referees has queued it up, and the footage is Legend licking his muscles in a referee shirt. Yeah. Brilliant.
It's amazing. Because he came out to do the wall as well.
Yes.
At the beginning of the show.
In his gear, in a sling.
Like he has one arm in a sling, and he's ripped it off. I thought it was a split second. He'd probably climb with one arm.
I want that. The week that he's recovered, if this season or the next season, I want him to still come out in a sling and then tear it away.
God. I believe the fans deserve a replacement. I think you know the guy.
Great. Eh?
Anyway, WWE Women's Championship on the line. Jade Cargill versus Jordynne Grace. But before we get to that, Liv Morgan comes out, the 2026 Royal Rumble winner, the greatest Royal Rumble winner of all time, flanked by Dirty Dom, and there's your match: Dirty Dom versus Trick. There's your WWE Championship match. Sorry, Cody. Sorry, Drew. Sorry, Jacob.
Now I think about it, if they nicked Maccas and Smackers from us before we even had the chance to do it, we bring up, right? Don't worry if you're a little bit bored by what's going on, because kids now have no attention span, and like some idiot, aka me, will just eat chicken nuggets while the thing is happening if you're not going to be interested in it. And what occurred, Wilbourn, in this exact segment of television?
Dominic Mysterio announced that, being the super amazing double champion that he is, he's arranged a romantic Valentine's Day, sitting, eating chicken nuggets, watching the Women's Championship match.
Which, let me just double check again, let's be fair to this, wasn't over, but the chicken nuggets stuff was, and provided an ample distraction, correct?
Yeah, there was a bit where they fight early on. There's a nice sort of test of strength between Cargill and Grace early on. They spill to the outside, and you just see them eating nuggets in the background as Jade Cargill slams Grace into the ring post to break the sleeper that she'd put on her, but then chops the ring post. I always think you can't really gimmick that, can you?
Don't know. Maybe
hard enough to make a noise.
You need to get that noise, don't you? Maybe there's a bit of the hand you got to use. I don't know. But impressive.
Grace hit a DDT on the outside when she tried to lift Cargill up, though. She gets sent onto the timekeeper's barricade. That was a nice spot, actually. I like that. And then, Cargill stared them down as they hit their nuggets to take us to a break. When we come back, Grace hit a modified jackhammer for a nice near fall. Cargill comes back with a kick, but can't capitalize. She gets hit with a spine buster immediately afterwards. Cargill landed on her feet from an attempt at a powerbomb by Jordynne Grace and hit a spine buster of her own, but only gets a 2 count. Standing power slam on Cargill from Grace following that, but another near fall. She's working with one arm, Jade Cargill, because of the chop in the post, by the way. Grace wanted beast mode, but gets countered, hit with a huge pump kick, and then Cargill hits a one-armed Jaded to get the 1-2-3. Very impressive, that. And she rolls to the outside to tell Liv Morgan, that'll be your ass if you pick me for WrestleMania.
There were like flashes, weren't there, of sort of, I don't want to say inspiration, but like moments where you could...
Oh, no, I thought they were in AEW.
Where you could see how these two could like mesh very nicely. The obvious, like, fabulous athleticism. Jade Cargill is it fair to say she's a better athlete than she's a wrestler?
Yes.
You know? And Jordan Grace theoretically should be this perfect opponent because she can go measure for measure with her on the size and strength stuff, but she's also a bit more of a worker and she can sort the space between stuff and the threading. Where this came undone for me was I've been quite kind to them not really giving Jade Cargill title matches because we've got our little headcanon, everyone's afraid of her thing. But I do think it has diminished her credibility as a champion, as a fighting champion. Meanwhile, Jordan Grace's character has not been anywhere near looked after enough for this spot. And unfortunately,
I watched this and went, this shouldn't have been the Mania match.
Yeah. Sometimes you only really see that, like when the glare of the spotlight burns the wrestler. There was way too much silence afforded to the match while the fans were like taking active enjoyment out of every time it cut to Liv and Dom.
Does Grace need a prolonged mid-card title run?
Yeah, probably something. It's not been her fault. It's only been a couple of months. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. But this was a proper, apparent stars, not stars, and the stars were eating chicken nuggets. You know, I would love to eat chicken nuggets as part of my job, but I would accept that my role would be as the idiot distraction, not the key reason people have tuned in. This was the wrong way around.
Johnny Gargano sad backstage. Mugs off Candice LeRae saying I've got nothing left. Effectively, got nothing to live for.
Should we play how is she going to fix this on the preview?
Yeah.
What's she got? She said she got a plan, hasn't she?
She said she's going to do something about it, is what she said.
Yeah.
Anyway, here come the real stars, as you mentioned. The MFTs come up. There's Fraxium and the Motor City Machine Guns are just laughing at poor Johnny Gargano, by the way. And he says, get away. Get away. If you want to get a shot at tag titles, get in line. But as he goes to go in his room, the locker room, there's been a picture made with Solo Sikoa's head as a lantern. Which he rips off. That was good.
That was good.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, so now the MFTs have given the Wyatts patter. It was thought impossible.
Yeah. So I really like the idea of the creepy pig boy and what have you. Anyone good at any drawings or anything? I'll give it a go.
Lantern head.
SmackDown GM comment, his name has Obafemi in his office. He's trying to sign him to the blue brand, as you would, obviously. Yep. But Kit Wilson storms in again.
We got it.
Yeah.
You know, we just said we want this match on loop all the time. Yeah. It's happening.
Yeah, any other match, we'd be like, you just did that last week. And I watched this and went, well done. Excellent booking. No complaints. Kit comes in, realises, oh, God, it's Obafemi. But the SmackDown GM, can't remember his name is, takes his book away from him, and it's time for another Poetry Corner with Kit Wilson with SmackDown GM, can't remember what his name is this time, reading it. Roses are red, but I don't give a damn. You may be big and strong, but you really are an insecure little man. Your actions are toxic. It's plain to see. You're no match for a real man like me. You march and you stomp in every town. They're laughing at you, you sad little clown. And Obi goes, all right, I'll kill you next week then.
Tremendous.
Job done. Thank you.
Oh, dear. My name is Kit Wilson, and I'm here to say it.
I get wrecked by Obafemi every day. This was also the bit where we had Kathy Kelly chatting to Drew McIntyre. He's slagging off everyone in the chamber. Randy Orton can't get the job done. LA Knight's a catchphrase merchant. And Drew heard what Cody had to say earlier, and he's going to make him a promise. He's going to be nowhere near him, his title, or the main event of WrestleMania.
I think he can keep that promise fairly easily.
As for Jacob Fatu, he might have the best chance in the Elimination Chamber given his experience behind bars.
Got him.
He said it. Said already.
Do you think he saw Jacob's? Oh, for fuck's sake!
He's probably gonna have a good chance of Elimination Chamber because he's got experience behind bars.
He doesn't.
And then he said, that was it. Maybe he went, don't worry, I can salvage this. If you make it to WrestleMania, you probably wish you're in prison.
Then there's
Sami Zayn, and Sami walks up, and he says, I hope you win tonight. Drew, I thought I couldn't detest you anymore. You want Sami to win this qualifier.
Right.
And he said, there's a good chance you might win the big one tonight. Good luck.
Fair. But was this like a thick off? So Drew McIntyre's proven himself a bit stupid with his words on Jacob. And then Sami's like confused. It's like, well, he's 12-0. We know this. Like, wouldn't you want,
yeah.
Like, Sunderland has just recently been cuffed quite handily in the league off Arsenal. And I'd say it's like Arsenal, and we just beaten Oxford in the cup, and it was seen as like we could play a weakened team and stand a really good chance of beating Oxford, and we did. And it was like, Can't decide who we want. Arsenal? No. I think I'd prefer Oxford. Why? Does Sammy not get it?
Yeah.
You never beat him ever.
And also when he said, I think he's done a good chance of winning tonight, I was like, well, it's a triple threat. There's no disqualification, and he hates 2 of the 3 men involved in it. He'll probably attack them.
Hey, Sammy, I'm confused.
But the match itself was so
tremendous.
Good.
Mixed bag SmackDown, because this was great.
Yeah, the main event was Cody versus Sammy versus Jake Fatu. And the 3 men face off. Fatu hits Zayn with a super kick because he wants to get to the real quiz, which is Cody Rhodes. They brawl, but Zayn comes back into it and dives over the top rope as Cody and Jacob have been fighting out there, basically. And that takes us to a break in the action. When we come back, Rhodes avoids a running splash from Fatu and one from Zayn on the opposite corner. He then hits a couple of snap power slams. Zayn wanted a blue thunder bomb, but he eats a disaster kick from Rhodes, and there's a near fall in there. Zayn gets up. Rhodes wants cross Rhodes, but he can't connect. Zayn tries the explosive suplex into the corner, but Fatu just bulldozed through both of them. He was good in here, Jacob Fatu. It all broke down in the end with everyone laid out, basically. And when we come back, Zayn and Rhodes have effectively had a chat and gone, we need to take this guy out. So they hit a double superplex on Jacob Fatu. But then there's an exploder into the corner by Zayn on Rhodes. He wants the haluva kick, but he gets nailed by a super kick from Jacob Fatu. Zayn comes back, though, with the kick to the back of the head to Jacob Fatu. He almost rolls up Cody for a pin. Cody goes for a Cody cutter, but he gets caught by Zayn into a great blue thunder bomb for a 2.99 near fall. Rhodes recovers, hits Zayn with a Cody cutter, but gets thrown up by Jacob Fatu. Zayn's laid out. Fatu hits a moonsault onto Zayn. 1, 2, wham! Claymore kick from a Drew McIntyre to Jacob Fatu, who then gets powerbombed through the announce table by Drew. He then also takes out Cody Rhodes with the Claymore kick, drags Zayn's body over. My work here is done as he walks out leaving. 1, 2. Cody kicks out at the last second. Drew's furious. He goes back in there, beats up Cody, but Zayn realizes what's going on. He nails Drew with a haluva kick, but then Zayn turns around into a crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes qualifies via chaos for the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, we watched the MFTs, so you don't have to, and I can understand if you wish for it to stay that way, but I would recommend anybody that didn't to go and watch this match.
Yeah.
Maybe it really benefited from not knowing the finish, but this is why I'm kind of an advocate for these Triple H triple threats, because when you load them up with stars and there has to be a winner and there's going to be ramifications for the winners and the losers, it kind of it just works. Like the near falls were absolutely exhilarating in the closing stretch of this. They shot.
It wasn't just who's in the chamber; it's who's not.
This was it, right?
Yeah.
This is why winners and losers matter, and why really you should still be able to do this as a singles match. But we know that you can throw those away. You can't with triple threats. The shooting of the Drew McIntyre Claymore running was fantastic.
They're really good at that, aren't they?
They nailed that. There was every reason to think about him being around, but the action had intensified to such an extent that you'd forgotten, and that's how it should work. So I really like how they built up to the Drew thing. The kill shot was very convincing on Jacob Fatu. Like, he took a battering and then through the table. Like, they have this idea of, like, what is enough to put Jacob Fatu away just for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Just somebody else get the pin, and that was, like, believable enough. Loved the way they positioned Drew to take the haluva kick off Sami Zayn, as well as this kind of opportunistic thing from Sami. Like, Drew's always got him scouted, really, but there's no way he's considering this is going to happen to him, because I was trying to help you win. In that awful patronising way that Sami shouldn't want it and doesn't want it. The heat for Sami Zayn at various points in this match, when he hadn't done anything wrong, but people have gone full you on the character. It's like, fans back winners, and you've lost too many times.
Yeah,
that's what's happened with him. But the fact that they were able to weave that into the finish, where a heel is actively trying to help him win, it didn't cause any problems narratively, did it? Imagine if this was like Jacob that Drew was trying to win. Trying to help win. People still quite like Jacob Fatu. This hasn't been a heel turn, has it?
No.
My son, Joshua, has posited a theory. I love that this has happened.
What?
Has posited a theory that it's going to end up being Randy Orton revealed as Jacob Fatu's attacker. And he said that it was something along the lines of, the week that he got attacked, I don't think it was Drew and I don't think it was Cody, but Randy Orton, what if he wants another title shot and he wasn't going to get one? because he couldn't win King of the Ring when he was fighting Cody Rhodes, and he'd always said he wanted a title shot against Cody, but like Cody was like, yeah, down the line we'll do it, that sort of thing. And he was like, right, well, I'm gonna have to, like, maybe I'm just gonna have to get myself back. I think he said in the front of the queue. I don't know if he's been watching other YouTubers to get his theories from that, because we haven't posited that one yet. We can't actually get through the YouTube Kids thing because of all our swearing. Sorry, parents. But yeah, so the idea that this fantastic feud and all this chaos and that is still born off of a whodunit that they can revisit whenever they want to. Really, really nice arrangement of all the pieces. This very exciting, like, scene of wrestlers heading into this elimination. They can't all be in the chamber. Cody's the only one. How does this all explode at the chamber, and does it explode in Cody's face?
Yeah, and how do they follow this up this week as well?
Yeah.
Excited to see that. Let us know your thoughts on SmackDown, everything we've discussed in the comment section below, or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch there, you can follow both of us. You can follow Michael Hamflett sort of at
hamflettx@gmail.com, or I'm on Cameo too.
You can follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE, and make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling wherever you get your podcast from for daily wrestling podcasts. As I mentioned, on Friday we'll be doing our very own poems for Kit Wilson, along with, previewing SmackDown and all that sort of thing. But for now, this has been the SmackDown review, where we've talked about Kit Wilson's Poetry Corner, Alexa Bliss versus Julia versus Zelina, another Trick Williams showcase. Well, the question I've written here is, who left as WWE Women's Champion? The answer, of course, is Jade Cargill. And Elimination Chamber Qualifier Chaos.
The SmackDown preview, it's got all this and a contender hitting the floor.
See you soon.
I was looking at her on camera.